Hello. Um, I'm too lazy to do a ukulele intro today because too jet lagged for that. I'm still jet lagged after a couple days, and today was school and that was tiring. And there's a lot of things on my mind. My head's racing. I'm probably gonna write down all this stuff that's going through my mind. I was going crazy through the Legendary Crusader. I was thinking all this stuff up. I've been thinking a lot of stuff, like, just everything's been going around my head and it's going crazy. And I don't really want to talk about it because I feel like I'd be venting and then it'd be like this huge long video. And no, I don't want to do that to you guys. So instead, I'm going to talk about my favorite films that I've listed on my iPod, which I'm using to record. So I'm just going to have to try and remember things from memory. But okay, so my favorite movies, as of the moment, are The Amazing Spider-Man. That's like my favorite movie of all time right now. Just because of the characterization and like the development and the action sequences and just the character development of Peter and Gwen and the acting and everything. I just thought that he was a really good sarcastic, eccentric, well, not eccentric, but a really good portrayal of Peter Parker as Spider-Man in the comic books, and I just really enjoyed that little banter that he has and the little fun that he's having when he gets the car thief and like all that stuff. It's really colorful and really enjoyable and like more like the comics, because I'm a huge comic book nerd. But so I like that. Pacific Rim is like my second favorite movie of all time. That's just, it's explanatory. Huge robots, huge aliens. I now remember, I think, 3 of the 4 Jaegers. I can remember Gypsy Danger, Striker Eureka, and Chernobyl Alpha. The other one is like something Typhoon. I think it's like Red Typhoon or something, but I can never remember that one. But you're pretty much a nerd when you can remember the names of the robots in the movie. I have yet to remember the nicknames they give to the kaijus in the story, but whatever. I love that movie. I've seen it 3 times now. I saw it once on the plane to France, but love that movie. Fright Night is my third favorite movie. It was like my first favorite. It was like my favorite movie for the longest time, and that's because for the longest time I just really loved that movie. I loved David Tennant, who was in that. I loved just the excitement in that story. I like the original too, but I mean the remake, the Fright Night remake with David Tennant, and I love the music. Again, I think, yeah, definitely love the music. That's like one of my favorite parts of the movie. I just love all of that. Let's see, what else can I remember? Iron Man, my favorite standalone Marvel film ever. Definitely, hands down. And then Captain America 2, also one of my favorite movies now. Second favorite standalone Marvel film of all time. Those are my 2 favorite standalone Marvel films of all time. In the whole phase Avengers thing. But yeah, those were great. Let's see, what else can I remember? Anchorman: The Legend of Ron Burgundy is like one of my top films to watch. Rear Window, also one of my favorite films. I have a lot, okay? So just bear with me here. One of my favorites from years ago up until now, and it never gets old, is Monty Python and the Holy Grail. That's like a classic movie that we all watch. I mean, everybody I know has seen it. Speaking of classic films, Casablanca is, as I said before it fell, speaking of classic films, Casablanca has to be one of my top favorite films. And then I really like Alfred Hitchcock and his storytelling abilities, which so like Psycho was one of my top favorite films of all time, and Rear Window as well. So those are like some classic films that I really love. What else? Empire Strikes Back, my favorite Star Wars film of all time. My number 1. Let's see. I'm looking over to my bookcase because it has some of the films I know. But let's see. Casablanca, I said that. The Thing. I was just watching that the other day because literally the Thing John Carpenter uses the storytelling abilities of Alfred Hitchcock to tell the story of the Thing. And I mean, what I like about the Thing is it's not like based on like really crappy special effects or like showing off like how like scary a monster is, or it's not a slasher film. It's more of a, you know, scary, different type of monster. They were using like that technology where it was like the explosion kind of technology that they had just developed, but it was also like insect style rather than like human looking, and it didn't base it on the special effects either in a sense, because it was more, you know, it was assimilating to the people, so you didn't see the monster the whole time, so it was like assimilated to look like someone else. So I loved that about that film, and then I loved the fact that you had to watch like in detail like the film to understand exactly what was going on. Like I was looking at like a talk about the film, like what you have to pay attention to and how you will understand like what happens in the end. But I don't want to spoil the ending. But in the movie, though, one of the things that you never figure out is who got into the blood, because everybody had their blood taken and it was in a fridge, and then later they find out that someone opened it up and took all the blood, and you never figure that out. But if you watch the film and you watch back to the moment where the first guy, I forget his name, the doctor who has the giant two-headed monster in his room, who gets assimilated later, if you notice, Windows drops. He like runs, and then you hear keys drop. So that was the keys that led to the refrigerator, and then you later you later figure out basically that after he was assimilated, someone, probably one of the monsters, took the keys off the floor, opened up the blood, and then placed it back with I forget the guy's name, the old guy who had the keys. But so like to frame one of them. So it was really something that you really have to watch the details, and I love that about movies. So movies that you really have to watch for detail are like one of my tops. X-Men First Class was a good movie for the longest time. I really liked that movie. A lot of the superhero movies and a lot of the classic slasher, I like scary movies and I like superhero movies. So those are always good. Pacific Rim doesn't fall in that though. Pacific Rim is like, see, the thing about Pacific Rim is I didn't expect it to be good, or I didn't expect it to be something that I really enjoyed. I went in with like an open mind and didn't really care, and I was blown away because it was more than just robots fighting giant kaijus. There's the drift thing, and there's like the backstories and the character development. It was just really mind-boggling how great it was. So I mean, I think that's what's cool about movies, is if you go in with an open mind, they turn out to be really great. Another movie that I didn't expect to be so great that I really loved was Place Beyond the Pines with Ryan Gosling, and what I didn't expect, or what you didn't get from the trailer, watching the trailer, is that it's like a 3-part film, which really is really awesome how well done it is and how it keeps you watching like throughout the entire film. It just keeps on moving. You get 3 different stories in one film. I was totally dismayed, or not dismayed, but I was totally blown away because I didn't expect that. And when you don't expect it, like nowadays trailers just give you everything, but when you don't expect something, or you don't expect like that 3-part story, or what will happen in the story, it just really blows you away. So that's why certain movies are my favorites, because it was unexpected, you know. It was something that I wasn't expecting, and that was what's great about it. So those are my top films that I like a lot. Hope you enjoyed listening to me talking about my favorite films, because I mean, I'm a huge cinephile, but I mean, I hope you enjoyed some of the movies that I explained as well. So see you tomorrow.